Greetings, meatbags. Today we have something new. Once in a while, it seems like our community produces its own Lolcows. For example, the White Bowser. He began as a cow watcher and fan of cow podcasts. Look at him today, among the best-known predatory PDF Lolcows. The words White Bowser is a predator are still echoed in chat sections. There was also the Chris Chan Shoe Sniffer CCDN. Now we bring you Pearl the Vixen. Pearl is a pre-op transsexual, so we'll go ahead and honor her pronoun choices. However, you will notice she sounds very masculine. So far, we haven't seen evidence of sicko behavior, but as with all lolcows, we're on the lookout. Out of touch doesn't begin to describe her. My meatbag first encountered Pearl in Styled Moth's chat. She seemed nice enough, we said hello, and that was pretty much it. Except, every now and then we'd notice she got involved with drama among other audience members, which isn't by itself unusual. We're sure you've probably seen similar, shall we say, flare-ups if you've been around for a minute or so. But then one day the meatbag popped in on Bubo's stream and there she was.
So you had a story to tell us, right?
Yeah, it's full of betrayal, heartbreak, but I'll start with betrayal. Back in 2013, I had a boyfriend named Jason Wolf, and we've been together since, oh my god, I know at least after 2011. So on Facebook, I really got this random friend invite, and they called themselves Logan Valentine back in the day. He's the reason why Jason broke up with me, because Logan wasn't going to accept no for an answer that I was already taking with somebody else back then.
Right.
So 2013 passes, and I get a second shot from Logan Valentine to join this community called the Order of the 66, where we were mostly political roasters, Lolcow roasters. But what we really did was the particular CEO back of the time, Cobra Commander Commentaries, the Conundrum, or Old School Gamers 1979, was himself a former LGBT phobic, and he was also a bully, that he told me in DMs. Our friendship was on and off, me and the Conundrum, particular where he had a difference in opinion with Joshua Sannel, who complained about Bruce Jenner going over to Caitlyn Jenner. But I don't blame him, because Joshua Sannel does have a point. Like, why ideology, I idolize someone that is more popular than everybody else. That's not how diversity and equality works. So me as a furry from 2009 started getting my hate in 2014 in a video calling me out that Godric is a baby fur, which is an absolute bullshit lie. Later years pass by, and I meet this guy named Josselman312, who now goes by Jenny Bailey, and between Summer Aricado and Jenny Bailey, they're both true gender fluids. Their belief in the LGBT is not like mine, where I take in if you're white, black, Mexican, everybody.
Bullshit detected. Gender has nothing to do with race. How odd that they were arguing about whether one had to be white or not to be transsexual.
Buckle up, folks. It gets wacky from here.
I've always loved a aspect to world culture belief, to the point to where I don't believe anymore in one force ideology over politics, community, or dictated, like, government, lifestyles. Yeah. I was a pretty open-minded person back in the day that was getting so much heat from the worst YouTubers of all, who happens to be Summer Aricado and the Conundrum, all because they wouldn't accept me going with their beliefs and what they wanted to do, which was they wanted to harass people, and if it didn't go their way, it was going to go nobody's way. So they weren't being fair with me. And we meet this guy named Mad Reviewer Kyoma, who's Korean, and respected his differences for a while until Two Black Two Strong comes in, and he's one of the worst YouTubers of all time because of August 20th, 2024, I was doxxed.
Doxing appears to be something Pearl has no problem doing, both to others and herself. We've never heard of the people she's talking about, and thanks to that nifty title at the bottom, we found her deviant art. We didn't venture past the info page. Anyway, doxing is going to become a major point of contention. When it does, keep in mind Pearl's talent for giving herself away.
And other than Conundrum, Soma Uricado, who goes by two other names, let's just say they really want me 12 feet under the ground. Everybody thinks that Cyrax is the worst person on the internet when I didn't know what I was heading into back in 2013 with true 24/7, 365 relentless stalkers and haters.
So naturally, if you're being stalked, the best thing to do is go on a live stream panel?
Why they try to dox me? Here's the thing, they're desperate to try to get me off the internet and real life. All because I have a different perspective about the LGBT, a difference about YouTube because I was one of the first YouTube OGs since November 4th, 2007, and there was another YouTuber named by Raptor Blue that I thought were going to respect each other's differences and accept friendship. But through Jenny Bailey, aka the Horror Cow, Jocelyn 312, went downhill today. All because I didn't believe in the same trans perspective, even though I am trans, but didn't have the same belief as Jenny Bailey did. And you can check Jenny Bailey through IC All, and there's, I'm pretty sure, a few other YouTube channels that exposed him for being a racist. He did, in fact, have this community called KeeperCast. They were Jocelyn and KeeperCast. Well, Jocelyn was supposed to have a discussion with Owen McDonald, but KeeperCast just immaturely just bursted right into a random live stream, and ever since then, Owen McDonald was called the N-word. So there's worse haters on YouTube that I've experienced since 2013, and there's more than 20 plus of them that, if I can count the last time, it's near 50, it's around the 40s, I know that for sure.
Hey, real quick. Real quick, I just want to address a couple things that I saw in chat. One, Starscream. No, I'm not going to jail. I am not a Jesuit pickle. Gail can go fuck off. Two, Pearl, do you care to enlighten the audience on who you embody, on who you are?
Oh boy, here we really go. This is about when our meat bag came into the stream. Here things go from wacky to batshit fast.
Oh yeah, since May of 2018, the last day I was a human actually died that year because what I had wasn't appendicitis, that I had a 2 to 3 hour window of life left in me.
Spectacular bullshit detected. Wow. Just wow. Our meat bag had appendicitis that was pretty bad. They say it was close to bursting, which evidently is a major problem. It sounds like this meatbag was in a similar situation. If so, then she must have a flair for the melodramatic. Our meatbag says it hurt more than anything he's ever felt, but at no time did the thought of imminent death enter his mind.
But if I chose to not accept that window, I would have died officially and wouldn't be here today. So I am the living embodiment of a Capricorn, and I am the voice of Lucifer Morningstar. He is not evil as people say he is.
Perhaps we should have started with this, but you will need to pay very close attention to her story. The thing that struck us the most was how she seems to be living in her own world, yet both expects us to be familiar with what she knows while changing the world's story on a seeming whim. Be sure to note how she describes heaven and hell as opposites of what we've been told in the past. Opposite as in you actually want to end up in hell, whereas the prison is heaven.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Do go on.
Well, I do know in this war that we're all coming up on, when it comes to religious beliefs, there is a war that is worse than nuclear bombs, bombing, shooting people, that the greatest war is about to come as of a few years from now. And that will be the war between purgatory, aka Earth, if you want to call it that, hell and heaven, where heaven is more of a prison and hell is actually heaven, to believe it or not.
Real quick, we have a question for you.
Okay.
Miss Starscream asked, are you also a vampire?
No, I am the reincarnated archangel, actually, of Lucifer's son, actually.
I thought you said you were Lucifer himself.
It's funny how faith works. Let me explain faith to you. You can't choose it. It comes to you in your desperate hour of need. That's how faith works. And I had this desire, driving power to live back in 2018, that when I died, I didn't know I was going to die completely, but at the very last hour, I did the unforgiving thing, which is called soul possession, and there was no one around me at the time, so I figured, fuck it, I'll give prayer one last chance, and I did. I prayed to all the gods and goddesses that were going to give me a second chance of life, and there was only one answer, and Lucifer gave me that blessing. All I had to do was give my soul, and that's exactly what I did. Josh Schwartz no longer remains as a human. I am the voice of Lucifer.
So James Foster was asking, now no, these are not my words, these are James. How much meth do you smoke per day?
Here's the funny thing. I'm bipolar, so I smoke way more weed than the average amount of anyone else.
As cannabis lovers ourselves, we say this with love. Cut back. You're officially too fucking high.
Do you think you could outsmoke me?
If I smoke weed every day, fuck yeah. I can outsmoke everyone else when it comes to weed.
Can you outsmoke Snoop Dogg?
Oh yes, I smoked when I was a child. I smoked weed when I was a child.
Oh damn.
Oh wow.
Because I'll tell you why.
How old? How old? Like, holy shit.
Well, since 6 years old, actually.
Again, as cannabis supporters, we must say, that's fucking nuts. You need to know what life is like before you go messing with it. Plus, it's not good for developing minds either.
Illustrated by some bizarre beliefs.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so, there's 2 pills that it was on other than bipolar. I also have ADHD, but not anymore because Adderall is an amphetamine and ADHD is a hyperactivity. So the amphetamine was a downer, and when I was put on Adderall XR, it completely removed ADHD from my body and my mind.
ADHD doesn't just go away.
I can say today that I no longer have ADHD in my existence.
Bullshit detected.
Have you ever murdered anyone?
No, never. I'm not
Ever
the type.
thought about it?
Huh?
Ever thought about it?
No, I never thought about killing anyone. No.
That's
Like I said, I do know people that actually want me dead more than others, and one of them people is a religious nut. My half-aunt is one of those hardcore Christians that knows I'm bisexual and know that I'm not in the same belief as her, but that there's also people online that want me dead too from just having differences.
We just had to weigh in on what he was saying.
How much weed do I smoke per month? Well, I got a pound of weed right now at the moment, so I can at least think maybe after 2-3 years
A pound is a lot of pot.
with the amount of weed I got. But, yeah, Bandit, you can have your opinion, but when I became 18 years old, I never had ADHD since.
Could you explain your powers to everyone?
Well,
I want to give them a demonstration. Can you give us a demonstration live? Like, I think the viewers need to see what we saw in BC so they can believe it, just like we did.
I am the next living embodiment, other than a Capricorn, of the next Nostradamus, if anyone knows him.
We do know him. To us, he's Nostradamus.
Nostradamus was a future.
No, Starscream, this is not my new boyfriend. Fuck off.
Nostradamus actually predicted every natural disaster in history, including 9/11, September 11th, if you know what I mean.
Indeed, we know exactly what you mean. You mean you're a fool who knows nothing about Nostradamus except his name. Fun fact, he wrote 4-line poems called quatrains. Let's look at the 9/11 prophecy, shall we? Count the lines with me. They are separated by commas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? Oops, one too many, meaning it's not a quatrain.
Nostradamus predicted that, and I also found out that George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush were both big-time warmongers when they were presidents, that they would not get out of the Middle East, and when the Middle East hijacked that plane, that was the message telling us in the U.S., get out of the Middle East, and we should have left the Middle East since then.
That is indeed what Al-Qaeda's goal was. Broken clock, right twice a day.
Hey, Pickles, well, never mind. Let me just check your DMs real quick.
I'm looking.
Okay.
Actually, Jack, it is legal here where I'm at, so completely legal to where I can say that out loud, so, yeah. Long as you're of age, 21 plus, here it is.
What's up?
This is a good point to break it off, while people were getting their bearings and recovering from all the strange information Pearl had shared. This is also about the halfway mark of her visit. Stay tuned for the second half, which will include Moth being confronted by Pearl. It was really something to behold. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful day.